So my name is Valentina Martufi. I am Italian, but I grew up in England, and I did my undergraduate studies in England. I discovered the Erasmus Mundus programs when I was specifically searching for a master in public health, and it was the Europub Health, which is the Erasmus Mundus program for public health. It was one of the first results that one of the main programs that came up when I searched for a master. And I thought it was very interesting. When I applied, I was applying also to other programs that were just in one university. But I thought the potential of the Erasmus Mundus programs were the fact that you were moving across different universities, because it gave the students the chance to discover different academic environment, make I believe a lot more contacts than if going through a master's only in one university, and just be confronted with the different realities that I think enrich the experience, studying experience and personal experience as well. So my specific program was a 2-year program that started in one of 2 universities, either in Granada University or Sheffield. And I started in Granada, and the second year I went to Copenhagen University. I think especially the stark difference between these 2 environments, both academic and cultural, was again a very enriching part of the master. I have managed to make contacts in both environments, and as well as a third environment, which is the a public health school in France that's based in Rennes, and which was the school that managed our program. So at the end of each academic year, everybody from all the universities, be they in the first or second year, came together for 3 weeks in Rennes, and that was also a further chance to network, and even a more special experience, because we were confronting each other on all the things that had happened that year, and discovering what would be next with the people that were in the year above us, or giving counsel and a bit of tutoring and mentoring to the ones in the year below. So it was a very, very dynamic and very communal experience, which is what I particularly appreciated. So I guess I could say that was one of the best moments, the weeks we had in Rennes, even though they always came at a time when the academic requirements in the university where we were just kind of fizzling down. So we had a chance to start enjoying the city, but then we had to leave to go to Rennes. So that was this moving around thing is both a good and bad thing of the Erasmus Mundus, I feel, because also the difficulties, for example, was setting up a new life, or basic things like finding a house, which, for example, in Copenhagen is super difficult, are the aspects that put a weight on the program in a way, because it's difficulties and things that you're struggling with that you don't really want to have distracting you from your studies. So it's a little... So I guess those were the biggest difficulties. Others were, yes, it was very nice as a group. In the end, you end up being a small group that has different experiences, but then comes together. We were about 40 something. In total, no, sorry. We were like 23 or something. And so a very small group in 1 year. And so it became kind of a very tight relationships, but at the same time it could become a little too much, just as all the time with the same small group of people. But obviously that's the thing with exclusive programs or things that are just for small groups of people. And I think so. I mean, I guess it kind of. I've said already why I think students, both European and non-European, should participate in the program. I think the from a very pragmatic point of view, the networking that can be done in a program like this, especially within the context of the EMA. So outside of your own master, you can also network to different extents and participate in a wider group of wider association. So that's, I think, from the professional point of view, it's very important. And from a, let's say, a personal growth kind of point of view, obviously this experiencing coming out, because necessarily no matter which universities you will go to and which university you've been in, you will come out at some point of your comfort zone, because you will encounter an academic environment which you've not encountered before, and that can be it can be kind of difficult at the beginning, but I think it can really make the person grow. So that's why I believe it's definitely a worthwhile experience. And as far as the impact of this experience on my life, well, I think, well, first of all, when I tell people about the program, everybody's really impressed. Rather than if I just said, I studied public health, I don't know, in Barcelona. That's where I had applied, which I mean, is a very good university. Is still, I'm sure, a very good program. I've never got to know it closely. But people have been like, oh, okay, and not given much thought. But then I was like, no, the first year I was in Granada, the second in Copenhagen, and 3 weeks of each of those years in then. And it really catches people's attention, and they're automatically impressed just because they realize that, even without further explanation, they realize that it must be a very rich experience. So that's kind of like an easy sell, let's say. Professionally also, when you explain the experience you've gone through, or when it's on your CV. And well, I have already like plans for upcoming plans of work. I feel like what I've learned in the masters in both of the academic institutions has helped me. I will be working, well, where I want to work. I want to work in developing countries, and I'll be working in Nigeria for 2 years in a health institution. So that's worked out really well for me, and I'm sure, having been part of this program and having been able to experience the things in this program and the things I've learned through the people I've met, have definitely contributed to the fact that I managed to get this job, basically. And yeah, I think that's pretty much.
Okay. Thank you very much.